What we got today does not need an introduction. It's obviously a Ford Mustang GT 5.0, aka 5.slow, which doesn't really apply anymore because it's not slow. I'm going to read off to you what this one has because it's a ton of stuff. The first thing that you'll see that sticks out is the little blue themed trim, especially on the wheels and in other places, and that's part of the California package, which is available on both the GT Coupe Premium and a GT Convertible, which is only available in Premium. That's one of the things. Then, moving right along, this has the GT Performance package, which includes summer tires, 255 to 75 40s, 255 in the front, 275 in the back, both 40 aspect ratio on 19-inch wheels. Brembo brake package with performance brake pads. Those do look big, don't they? And they're also, no, they're just in the front. At least they're not labeled Brembo in the back. And it's got a Torsen limited slip differential. And this one has a spoiler delete because it doesn't need downforce, right? Whatever. Spoiler didn't do much anyway. That's one thing. That's a $50 to $100 package. This one, unfortunately, being a convertible, but being a GT, also has a 10-speed automatic transmission, which is actually pretty good, but we'll get to it in a second. And it's got an active valve exhaust system. The exhaust system has 4 different loudness settings, and I'll show them to you in a little bit. The engine is off right now because it is quite loud. Other than that, it's got floor mats, not much else. The base price for this model is $52,800, and this one comes out with everything to $67,000 for a Mustang. $67,000 for a Mustang GT is quite a lot. Again, you don't have to get the convertible. You don't have to get the California package. I wouldn't. I would just get mine gray with black trim and black wheels or something, and a performance package on a GT Coupe. But that's just me. So this is not everybody's cup of tea. Not mine. I'm not digging the blue trim, but it's not my spec. But it is sweet. And what's to love about it is the fact, it's my son over there. Lucas, say hi, you're in the video. Is that this is the last pony car. I don't know how many more they're gonna make, how long they're gonna make them for. GM called it quits, Dodge called it quits. There are no more American V8 rear-wheel drive cars. There are no more American V8 cars, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're not, unless you call Durango a car. All right, let's move inside. A lot of traffic here where I am at Lars Anderson. It's a beautiful night, but let's get inside. So 24 meant a big interior upgrade for the Mustang. You now have 2 screens, this gauge panel screen and this touch screen. This is just basically industry standard right now. Blah, 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 whatever. We'll get to that in a second. No more hard keys either. You only have these 6 buttons. Engine start, step off. We'll get to that. Traction control of hazard lights. You can set this up to whatever you want it to be, I think, in your defroster. Ah, the sweet sounds of a V8. Yes, the tank is almost empty. This is the 1985 or so 88 gauge cluster. I had a separate video on that. I'll link to it here. And what we got going on here is that your climate control, you can see my face in the video, sorry. Your climate control is fixed over here. Ooh, look at that little MG. Your climate control is fixed over here on the bottom of the screen, and here you got your, you get a whole bunch of settings. Depending on what you have displayed, it takes this side of the screen. Even with your Apple Play screen on over here, you still have a little side thing over here that tells you other information. Looks like my phone is synced to this, which is concerning. I hope the mic is picking me up. I had some videos where I recorded the whole damn thing and my audio picked up. This button, the pony button, that's a biggie. So really quickly, this lets you change the exhaust node. This is the nice one. This is your nice neighbor exhaust, and it's quiet. And this is the truck only exhaust. It's much louder when you're driving, obviously, but then you have a sport exhaust, which is a little bit quieter, and the normal, and and I'm a good friendly neighbor. You can pull up your gauges over here. Your G-forces, your oil pressure, your engine temperature, but it gives you a cheat sheet. You can click over here. Nope, sorry. It gives you a cheat sheet over here that tells you what gauge you're looking at in case you're not a professional, like some people I know, not me. Air fuel ratio, your sigma. I don't know what good that tells you, but you have it. On a naturally aspirated engine, it's not like you're putting boost into it. Your battery pressure, and so on and so forth. You can go back out of here and out of here too. These are gauge cluster. I had a separate video about this. It's now in the 8793. You can put the SVT Cobra from the 99 1000. That was the first SVT Cobra with the independent rear suspension and a 4.6 liter dual cam engine. Or you can go hardcore classic, and bam, it displays over here. Interestingly, this tachometer is in hundreds of RPMs, and a few times I was looking at it, why am I going 30 when it felt like I'm going 50? That's because I was looking at the wrong thing, but I guess that's how they did it back in the day. Being a Gen Xer, this is my favorite, so I'm going to keep it at that. Because it's a fully loaded model, you have a wireless phone charger over here, and that's about it for the interior. Now, when I saw pictures of this new gauge cluster that when it first came out, it bothered me that you have this big thing over here, but in reality, if I zoom out a little bit, yeah, my son is still on the phone over there, whatever. In reality, this is relatively low to the hood. The hood line is just beyond it, so it's not like it's obnoxious or in your way, like I thought the gauges may be, or sometimes it used to be. It's really not a big of an issue, this gauge, this screen over here, and I can understand it. I can understand why they went to it. Other interesting thing, e-brake handle. So if you go back to these performance things over here, you have your track applications, and you have a drift brake, which you can engage over here for track use only. But basically, it allows you to momentarily lock up your brakes. The way you would, there's no button over here, but the way you would disengage it, you would just push it down or up, but it changes into so that it's a momentary drift brake when you're trying to be a master drifter. So that's interesting and that's cool. It also has line locks for when you go drag racing. So that's your pretty much Mustang GT in a nutshell. There's a lot of people around here, which I'm not used to in my videos. We went through the exhaust valves. Oh, one thing I gotta mention that I love, and let's go back to the window sticker here for a second, if you don't mind, because I want to call it the right name for what it is. Magneride damping system, 1750, right there. Holy crap, you guys, that thing is quite amazing, and let me tell you why. Here in Brookline and in Boston, we have some really shitty roads at times, and this thing just floats over them. This suspension absorbs all the shitty potholes that I feel in just about any other car, even cars with soft suspension. I'm quite amazed by how amazing it works. And then if you're trying to be a little bit of a hooligan, say on a highway and you switch lanes, the body stays amazingly level. There's very little body roll. I am quite surprised by how good the suspension is. It changes my whole mindset of owning a sports car in a city with shitty roads. I'm blown away. It's my first experience with it, and the suspension is just so good. I am blown away. This is a must-have option unless you want to upgrade your suspension with some kind of a more track-worthy setup. This suspension is the way to go. I am shocked and blown away by how good it is, how smooth this car is, how well it absorbs road imperfections. So that's it. This is your Mustang GT 5.0 in a nutshell. I'll have a little bit of a description of it so you can read more details on it. Amazing car, last of its kind. Rear-wheel drive V8, great sounding. Maybe there will be a time where we get more of these and we start buying SUVs. But it does not seem this way. Okay, goodbye.